on the things which is common between the Egyptian history and between our Bible and the Word of God. Okay?
Okay.
So the ancient Egyptian history, as it says, related back to 5,500 years BC. In that time, we have two different races were living in Egypt. One race living in the south of Egypt, and those were African tribes. They came all the way from the heart of Africa, from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Sudan, and they settled in the south of Egypt. Why they settled in the south of Egypt? If you study or just take a look of the topography of Africa, you will find that is the area of Sudan. It looks like a plain area, no high mountains in Sudan. And it was because of the flood of the river. It's not only one river, they have like 7 different rivers, but one of them is the main river, it is the Nile. Because of the flood which has happened there several times, so the whole area, because it's a flat area, it looks like a swamp. And there is too much trees, too much jungles, and it's too hot, so the water evaporates. And by this way, they can't settle there. The people, the human being, they can't settle there because there's too much wild animals and no way to survive in a place like that. That's why they immigrate from the south of Sudan to the north of Sudan. And when they reach to the north of Sudan, it's still a plain area, and it has a very high grasses grow. They called it the savannah. So they can't live there also. There's too much lions and tigers will eat and consume them. So they go further to the north until they reach the south of Egypt, which is a totally, completely different topography. In Egypt we have desert, not a green land. And we have 2 high mountains by the 2 sides. And then in the middle we have a narrow valley. And this narrow valley has the river Nile going in between, and a very nice green area by the 2 sides of the river Nile, the 2 banks. And then we have a high mountain. So it's a very well naturally secured land. We have high mountains. There is no much swamps and forests, and jungles. By this way, no much wild animals, so they could survive. Of course, they still have some wild animals, but the numbers are not multiplying, so by this way they could control it. In the same moment, the flood of the river Nile, which is flooding every year, 4 months every year in summertime, starting from June, ending in September, and the flood bringing silt with it. And this silt lays on the land of Egypt because the flood can't go all the way high to the mountains. And by this way, the narrow valley became not a desert, it became a green land in thousands of years because of the silt. And that is giving us the name of Egypt. What is the name of Egypt? From where we got the word Egypt? We got it from the ancient hieroglyphic word, which is called Kemet. K-E-M-T. Kemet, which is meaning the black silt. So they were very proud that is the river Nile changing the surface of the earth and give it a black color. So they are calling their land Kemet. Kemet meaning the black land. So the people who are living on the black land became Kemetic. And then when the foreigner, like Hebrew people, came to Egypt, they can't pronounce Kemet very well. So they called it Kebet with B, not with M. Kebet, from where we got Coptic. You remember yesterday? Coptic church, Coptic land, Coptic Cairo. So Coptic, it comes from Kemetic, which is the name of Egypt. When the Greek people came to Egypt, back again, every noun in the Greek language had to end with S. So they had to add S to the end of the word. So Kemetic or Coptic became Coptus. But they can't pronounce it by this way, so they called it E-Coptus, which is meaning the Egypt. E-Coptus. From E-Coptus, we got Egypt in English language. So the Egyptians were very proud with the river Nile, with the silt, and that's where they live. So those people who live in the south of Egypt, their civilization had been improved so fast because their land is secured. They got water supplies every day because the river Nile crossing their land. They got silt surrounded, so they got a green land. They know how, and they discover how to cultivate the land and farming the land. And by this way, they became farmers. If you try to understand the mentality of the farmers, they never leave their land. They settled on their land because that is the way of life. They put the seed under the ground, they prepare the land, they put the seed under the ground, they irrigate it, and then they had to wait until it grow up. What is the use of putting seeds in one place and then move from this place to another place? No use. So they had to wait until this plantation grow up. I'm sorry.